At the lights dim, it's Shaun Campbell 2.0 here. The reason the lights are dim so we can see the screen well. I'm Shaun Campbell 2.0. As you know, over the last little while, I've been covering a lot of Wes Watson stuff. But I haven't been talking about Wes Watson in a while. What's going on, you're probably wondering. Well, there hasn't been much going on with Wes Watson, so I haven't been talking about him much. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to leave it on the screen here. I get water. I haven't talked all day. You know when you've been at home all day, but you haven't been out and did anything, so I haven't talked yet. So my throat really hurts just by talking. 1 second. Okay, I'm back, guys. I got a glass of water here. Ugh, okay, that's better. What we're going to do, we're going to take it from the top here. We're going to get this video playing. I watched a little bit of it earlier. And I was thinking, oh my God, this is just ridiculous. But Wes Watson is back at it again. He's back with his ex, the girl who everyone was saying was an escort and all this kind of stuff. He's saying she's a stripper. 'Cause you know when people like to downplay things? Like, oh yeah, stripper's not as bad as an escort, so we'll say she's a stripper. You know how people will admit to things, but they'll downplay it. But anyway, let's just start this video, actually. Do you know what I mean? Let's just play the video. And I'll pause it.
There's a lot that hate that I love.
Okay, let's go.
Controversial guest on the entire planet. If you have not heard of this individual, you're living under a rock. He has been so kind to bring his partner and tell that story that we've all been waiting to hear. I won't take up any more of your time. He requires no introduction by me. Mr. Wes Watson, hit him with it.
I mean, we got to clear the air. We got some answers.
First of all, what do we think of that bloody jacket he's wearing? I'm not into it, but I don't want to say too much. And he's also got a new tattoo on his head. People are really making fun of him for that. And the guy that's interviewing him also is one of his yes men. You know, he has a little posse of people that follow him around and say yes to him, and they all work out together in the gym. They're all a bunch of fools in Miami. That's who this guy is. His name is Clinton Dye, the guy who's doing this interview. So it's not like an exclusive interview. You know when someone's like your yes man, they're interviewing you, so everything you say is right. They don't challenge you about anything. Wes cannot go anywhere where anyone will challenge him because his shit is so much bullshit. But let's get into it.
You guys.
Just so you know, I'm not going to do the whole video. This is like an hour video, but they go around in circles. All they basically do is everyone kisses Wes's ass, and Wes just says whatever he wants. And he says a lot of bullshit, because if any normal interviewer was interviewing Wes Watson during the bullshit he's saying here, they would have called him out on so much shit. He's so two-faced, and everything he says makes no sense. But let's listen to it for a little bit, and I'll give you my 2 cents.
Because you know how long it takes to message everybody who really wants to know. And there's a lot of our followers that they love us. Yeah. And there's a lot that hate us. And there's a lot that hate that Angie loves me. And there's a lot that hate that I love her. So, I mean, the point is we want all you guys to understand why we love each other, why we're together for the 75th time, and why the we're going to answer this, because we care about you. People said, you know, a million times over, don't explain nothing to no one. Don't explain nothing. I said, nah, explanations. Friends don't need them. Enemies won't believe them. So, I mean, the whole point is, though, I want to give them to my friends. I want to give them to my followers. And guess what? I want to give them to the world so that everyone can see from our perspective why we're still together.
Yeah, 100%. Angie, take up the floor.
Yeah, this guy, Clint, is basically a yes man of Wes Watson. He's one of the clowns of Wes Watson. Anything Wes Watson says, he agrees. You know the bullshit Wes Watson talks about, you're all a bunch of wussies and pussies and we're not real men and this, that, and the other. He's the newest guy of the alpha team. He's one of the alpha male dudes. He's got a very small following, so he's nothing special, but he's getting thrown into here because Wes Watson loves to do interviews where he can control the whole narrative, right? Because during this interview, Wes is in total control, because this is his yes man, basically a client of his who thinks that Wes Watson's a god. We'll get into that a little bit later, too, because now Wes Watson's basically saying he's been called from God. So that's like... He's doing a lot to try and change his image, you know what I mean? And trying to maybe keep himself from going to jail because he has a trial coming up. So basically, he's trying to say that he's he's being really hard on people because he's been called. He has a higher calling. It's kind of crazy, and his girlfriend says the same thing. An ex-stripper, he's an ex-drug dealer, convict, all this stuff, but they got a higher calling from God all of a sudden. But isn't that what you always say when you do a bunch of bullshit? Do you have a higher power? Whatever. Let's go into this.
Introduce yourself. The world is clawing at hearing more from Miss Angie. Give it to them.
Nice. Well, my name is Angie, and
Hi,
this
Emma.
is my 75th time being back with Wes, and, and it's a pleasure to be here.
I appreciate that.
They're trying to
And
be funny.
I just want to make something clear. Behind the scenes, I have had a different perspective. I've seen all the disgusting things on the internet, all the false information. Here to clear the air and tell the truth about behind the scenes what people really don't know. So
How is this the truth when you got Wes's yes man, you got Wes, and you got an ex-stripper on here, like, or even a current stripper, or even a current escort? We don't even know for real, right? And Wes Watson's known for lying so much, it's not even funny. Because he's still going on about being 6 feet tall, right? Which we all know he's not. And now he's getting caught wearing lifts in public and everything. It's kind of funny. But let's get back onto topic here. I'm probably going to fast forward a bit through this video because they talk a lot of bullshit. Because I can pretty much, I don't have anything like set that I want to talk about. I can pretty much fast forward anywhere in this video and have something to say. But I'm going to let's do it for a little while here, and then I'm going to fast forward as we get going. Let's rock.
we don't say it enough. Not that you would believe it, but you're going to hear it from the horse's mouth, exactly their perspective. So right off the bat, how did you two meet?
Dude, honestly, I used to answer my own leads on Go High Level. I just recently started having closers in there, but Go High Level is where people come through to buy your product or service. And I read and I'm like, oh, this girl is telling me that she wants to become a coach. And then she's saying she's a dancer in Vegas and she's recently pregnant and she needs to get out of dancing and that she wants my help to build her coaching program.
Sounds
and
crazy.
I'm like, oh, she's a dancer. I'm like, so you're a stripper? And they're just like,
Exactly.
she's just like, I'm a dancer, you know, like didn't really say it at first.
Okay,
and
you're a
then when I
stripper.
logged her into my program, she obviously took her pictures for the training app and everything, and I could see she was really hot, you know. I was actually married at the time, so I'm very polite when I was married. I didn't even hit on her really at all. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about ever asking her out or anything till I was fully divorced from my ex-wife, but I would always tell her on the calls, you're fucking beautiful. You could kill this shit. Like, you could sell every guy. You got me sold. Like, I would buy from you. Like, girls want to be you. Guys want to be with you. You can sell a fitness program and your theta healing program. I'm always I'm always pushing for people to sell a life coaching program that's based on fitness. So mind, body, and soul elevation, mentally, physically, and spiritually getting better. So that's what I always want to put.
Okay, we're gonna fast forward through this crap because we all know he's mine, but he sells his training, all this shit. Okay, let's go on to her for a second here. This is Angie. I don't want to really knock her too much, but we're gonna knock her. The only thing I'm gonna knock about her is that I feel like she doesn't really have a persona at all for the social media and stuff. But meanwhile, she's pushing it. Like she's one of these really soft-spoken, blah 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 people. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for all the surgeries and stuff, nothing special. But anyways, let's rock and roll
I was
here.
like, I don't know, I'll let you know. And right when we ended that call, you text me, you're like, come out tomorrow. Can you come out tomorrow? And you flew me in the next day.
Oh, that's how it went down.
Mm-hmm.
But how did it go down when you used to drive around listening to my podcast and Alyssa would say, who is this guy or something? Would you call me?
Oh, because I was like, if he said something that I liked, I was like, ooh, Daddy. And she's like, Mom, stop it. Don't do that. You're embarrassing. I was
Imagine
like,
how
"What?"
embarrassed your daughter would be.
Right,
of
100%.
the dork ass dude she's dating now that is me.
Now, would you say, Angie specifically, would you say that the connection was pretty instant? Was there always an attraction towards...
No, she played that bullshit because she was just holding space because I was in a breakup.
No, that was honest to God's truth. I didn't when I signed
Well,
up.
so how do you go from saying, "Oh, Daddy, I love that you're attracted,"
because it was
to then I'm holding space?
No, it was very attractive. I thought it was very attractive, like the things you were saying. But did I?
This is crazy. I want to get to the relationship parts. They talk about relationship stuff, and Wes Watson says things that don't make any sense, but his yes man on there agrees with him. And then Angie even tries to argue it, but then they don't even like call him out that he's actually talking rude to her.
Like, you're my son. Like, 'cause I have a son who's older, I could never take care of a man like that's weird. But one of the things that really made me fall in love with you right away, or your being, was that I told you my situation with my daughter, and you were like, I commend you for not getting an abortion because so many people were against me keeping the baby. And I respected that so much because I kept praying all the time, and I kept...
This is just wild things. I can't relate. Like, who can relate to... You know what I'm saying? Like, the things that impress her are the fact that he was against an abortion. Like, oh, you're such a good man. Isn't that normal? Like, anyways, let's get into this.
For their income level, if you're in multi-million, 7, 8, 9 figures, whatever, your wardrobe should reflect your income. It's not really a flex. It's just where you're at. And it just happens to be a flex to regular people. Like, he's rolling a private jet. Well, you're not going to stand in the airport for 5 hours and deal with regular people. Your time's too expensive.
Dude, a normal commercial flight is like a city bus flying through the air.
Yeah.
Do you ride the city bus? No. It's a bunch of mentally ill motherfuckers on that shit,
Right.
peeing on themselves and yelling at each other. But I mean, that's the same thing as a commercial flight, basically. That's why there's always problems on them.
Yeah.
I mean, but whatever the fuck. I don't fly anywhere because I won't fly commercial. And if I fly somewhere, it better be worth $100,000.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go anywhere that bad. I like Miami.
You probably don't fly anywhere because you probably can't leave the state because you're a felon. But anyways, let's rock and
I
roll.
like my fucking life. The only place I would fly for $100,000 is to see them.
Yeah.
And it's just because I won't be caught dead on a commercial flight. I might die on one.
That makes sense. No, you actually might, or worse. So let's go back. A lot of the audience doesn't really know about you.
We need to ask Angie
Your
more questions.
your backstory. So bring me. What does your life look like? Your family life before Wes. Back when you were a kid, how did you get into dancing? What was your parents, your family life, children, brothers, sisters? So give us some kind of backstory into who you really are and for where you come from.
Oh my God, here we go.
So I grew up in dysfunction. My parents divorced.
I warn you, she's very boring to listen to. Like, I fast forward through a lot of stuff she says, but I hear what she says. It's a little bit of a good, sad story, but let's go.
Divorced when I was 3 years old. Just a lot of people have a different level of growth, like emotionally. So
This is Wes Watson's on and off
in that area,
girlfriend.
So I had to grow up very fast.
They're back together for their 75th time.
I was a product of my environment. Everybody was doing drugs and hanging out with all the gangster guys and stuff. So I had lowriders at a young age. I was doing drugs at a young age, and I had my son very young, and he saved my life. He changed the course of my life
Trajectory.
for the better. But I still had the same programmings and the same mannerisms as my family. Every time I would go to discipline him, it'd be the same way that my parents did with me. So I caused a lot of the kind of trauma to my son when I was younger. So I knew that in order for me to be a better mom, I had to work on myself. And that's where I found healing, because I wanted to be good for my son. And so that's my story. So that's out of the love
So
for
you're
my
from
son.
San Diego.
From San Diego.
Started dancing in San Diego or Vegas?
I started dancing. So this is what happened. My mom, she was
Her mom's like mother and daughter dancing duo. They're known as they're known as like junior and senior. They both have the same name.
But
they're like notorious in Vegas and Spearmint Rhino for Angie Junior and Senior. Or no, Biggie. What do they say? What do they call her? They just call you Junior.
Yeah, they just call me
They just
Junior.
call her Angie and you're Junior.
It's so funny. My mom, I call her Senior just to make her upset sometimes. But so when I was younger, I was like a good girl. Was like, I could never dance. Like, a respectful man would never respect me ever. And I had to go pick up my mom from Bullpen in San Diego, and she was like, "Where's
She wasn't at the bullpen. She was at Cheetahs.
No, well, she was drinking at the bullpen,
yeah,
so she's like, "Come get me. I need my DD with my double Ds." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, okay, mom." And I walked in there, and they were like, "Does your daughter need a job?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." So I started working at Bullpen, and all the dancers would come over, and they're like,
So you don't think that how you act around your kids is an influence? Your kids aren't watching. Her mom was a stripper. Let's go.
Ooh, you're hot. Come dance over. You know how much money I'll
This
make?
is not cool.
I'm like, no, I can't.
Any mom should kill them, even if you are a stripper. If someone said, "Oh, your daughter should come here and strip," and no, you instead you guys become senior and junior. Come on, this is such a success story we're seeing here, Wes Watson. I'm so impressed by your success story.
Then the owner at the manager at Cheetah's was like, come be the water girl. And I'm like, okay. And then I saw what
What the hell's a water
they were
girl?
making so much
That's how
money
they
and
got
not
you
doing
in.
anything. Yeah, they got me into it. So, yeah. And beautiful women can talk you into a lot of fun things.
And then you started dancing in Vegas?
And then one of the girls from Cheetah's was like, I'm going to take you to make real money. She took me out to Cheetah's on my 21st birthday, or Spearmint Rhino. On my
Let's keep it real money. Every stripper, like, come on, let's keep it real. So when they're saying she's an escort, she's an escort. A stripper, escort, they're the same thing. You live and you learn, my friends. I lived and learned myself. Strippers, escorts, same thing. Let's go.
my 21st birthday.
And then you nailed it.
Yeah, and for me, it was perfect because I didn't have to. I was taking care of myself
This
and
is
my
Wes
family,
Watson's
and I was able to spend time with my
girlfriend.
son, and I didn't care about relationships anymore. I was just like, I'm
It's
too young
perfect
for
because
that.
Wes Watson likes strippers.
That's right. And Angie likes gangsters.
There it is.
There it is.
There
We
it
get to the
is.
bottom of it. She's got a
With the
gangster
stripper, man.
fetish.
Oh shit.
No, here's
That
the
is
deal.
a
So
song, good
the
song.
son today. Let's fast forward. How did your son turn
I'll
out?
give you one thing though. Wes Watson is a character. He is funny. He's charismatic. That's why he's so famous, because he is making this interview right now. Because Angie's boring as hell. This guy is just like kind of a yes man, kiss ass. But Wes Watson is one funny motherfucker. If maybe we'll find out down the road that he's just being funny. Because Rampage used to rub people the wrong way until you realize that Rampage is just a big joker. Rampage Jackson, UFC, I'm talking about. But let's get back into this. Maybe I might fast forward a bit because this is like a 1 hour interview, and I don't feel like listening to 1 hour. We've met the stripper. We know that she's a stripper. Wes Watson said he starts singing the song. I can't remember who sings the song, but I'm in love with the stripper. Okay, let's play it here. Let's see what they're talking about here.
Coming back and just bashing their door down every fucking week. Like, my parents didn't have it easy at all. Like, they had a shit show of a life. Like, but the whole thing is life ain't perfect. And anybody who's willing to come online and share that their life ain't perfect, because all these pussies will act like they are, and they'll just get online and be like, my real estate content, or buy my program. I know all this shit. Fuck you. Who the fuck are you?
Isn't this hilarious that Wes Watson said, this is exactly what Wes Watson does. Buy my shit. My life is perfect. I've got all the money. I'm all this. That's exactly what this is almost hilarious. Wes, come on. Let's listen. I just keep fast forwarding because it's just, no matter where I listen to it, it's funny, so it doesn't really matter.
And the thing is he leveled up quick. He got on the coaching program. He found his niche in filming and editing and everything like that. He's gotten crazy, a lot stronger and killing it in the game and of everything. But he's built a 7-figure business from just learning how to post correctly and then skill it. He's one of the people who will actually learn a skill set and teach himself. But then just using the blueprint that I taught him how to post, he's fucking crushed it. You guys have no excuses. Yeah. I've seen plenty of people like Clinton just take the simple knowledge for like the $3,000 or $7,500 program and then turn it into something massive. Like, if you need your hand held, it ain't for you to be successful. You don't want it bad enough.
Success is required to be that person, and you'll hear this over and over again in all the podcasts, all the message. It's not how, it's who. The characteristics of success and a winner are built in, and you apply that everywhere in your life. If you're not getting this success, then you're not applying what you could do. And that's what I learned from him, is just apply.
He was someone who wouldn't give up. I mean, he's in the military and shit and all that shit. It's just, you just don't get it out in prison or at war. You don't get to just quit. And that's what you can do. It gets hard and you just quit. Like, you got to be forced to do something in your life as a man where there's...
Some of the messages Wes Watson gives are good. Like, you don't just quit. I like that message. I like, you know what I mean? Like, he's got some good messages, but he's got some crazy ones too. I don't know if this is by design or what.
No way out. Where every day you want to quit and you're not allowed to. And a lot of you guys will probably think that like that's what you're doing as a dad or something. That shit's enjoyable as compared to war or like you don't talk to anybody you love. There's zero vagina. It's not going down. I mean, what the can you even find a reason to wake up for at that point? Everyone else wakes up just for drugs. But at that point, you have to choose to build yourself during a horrible time of your life. And anyone going through like a massive bout of adversity, just treat it like that. Treat it like prison. Treat it like you're at war. You literally build yourself during this time of adversity. See it as a gift and use it to catapult yourself to the success you want. Because a lot of you pussies just want to make money. Why? Then you'll just be a pussy with money. Like, no matter where you're going to be at, you'll still be there. And you'll just be one of these dorky-ass squares like Daniel or something with his comb over who looks like his mama dressed him at Oshkosh Bagosh. And he's like, Wes, you're weird for fucking the chicks you choose, fake titties and stuff. I like my chicks regular. I'm like, yeah, Brenda's dope, bro. We're all gawking at her. Post her on your page and get the 3 likes and the fucking 5 dislikes, motherfucker. And people are so delusional.
Yeah.
I like fake tits and fake asses. I don't give a... Like, how do you feel about surgery?
I feel that it's a preference. If a woman wants to enhance anything, I think it's amazing, but I also think that you should always take care of yourself physically.
Yeah, you see those girls who
love
don't do
having
any
titties.
work on themselves and they just fucking get surgeries and shit. It's just not going to do anything for you. You have to work every day for your worth.
Or
the
eat-
work instills...
Right.
These two are ridiculous.
So I always follow my heart. And my heart, it was very unexpected, by the way. The girls and I were very sick for months and months, and the only thing I was really worried about was getting healthy. But I kept my heart open, and I followed my heart. Here we are. And I didn't think that we would come back. But I'm really grateful that you did have experiences with other people, because I know a lot of girls are like, how can you go back with him after X, Y, and Z? I'm glad that you had experiences with other people.
Let me clarify something. When we first got together, we didn't really even have sex for like 10 days or something like that. When I tell you guys I'm not that comfortable to just stick my dick in bitches, I'm not. I just can't do it. I think it's God protecting me. It really won't get fucking hard. Like, right? If a chick, for some reason I think about all the repercussions when I'm about to like stick my dick in a chick. I'm like, oh hell no, like this bitch could go crazy, like this could happen. I'm totally not in the moment all, yeah, she's so fucking bad, I have to fuck her. Like, that's why I always date girls. But I mean, we didn't have sex for like the first 10 days.
Yeah.
And then it was probably shitty for a little bit after that.
Yeah.
Like, until I'm comfortable with someone, I really can't break it off. But now I break it off.
She came back for that D game. That's what we're saying.
Now I handle business. And everything's, when I have a connection with someone, my dick doesn't go soft. And that's even a problem. Because I chase her around all day and she's like, Jesus Christ. Like, you're a fucking piece of shit. And then basically I'm like, well, no, I need to have sex like twice a day. And she's like, nobody has sex twice a day. I'm like, I have sex twice a day. Fine, at least you have to jack me off then. Like, I'm a fucking dog in heat.
Okay,
Like,
this guy's
I have a
talking
problem.
crazy.
But like only when I'm really attracted to someone.
Yeah.
I don't know if any men have ever even said that. But I know when I tell men that, they're like, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And I really think it needs to be said.
Yeah.
I really think God protects me from making bad decisions. But the whole thing is
Here he goes with God again. But he's serious when he says God.
I feel bad
He's not
sometimes.
just saying
She
as a
does have the
saying.
baby. She is trying to make her content. And she is trying to cook some food. And then there's like all these things. And I'm like, nah, like, you got like 30 minutes right now? And then like she's like, dude, get it done in like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try. And then it takes me fucking too damn long. Like, I just keep going, and you guys are probably like, he's just pumping it up. It's not nothing to pump up. I don't give a fuck. I'm already the champion. The champ's motherfucker here. But well, sorry, they don't let you get through your day. Because one other thing. Look at, I'll chase her around and try to have sex, or I'll sit there stewing that like, oh, but this chick's not like just jumping on me right now. Like I'm the king of the fucking world. Like what the fuck is going on? I won't say nothing, and I'll be worried about it. Like I need to fuck right now. Disconnection.
Okay, I'm just fast forwarding, guys.
What happens is maybe sometimes a guy is just, oh, well, they already have the woman, they're not courting them as much. And when you put time, energy, and effort into something, you want it more.
Love's a verb.
Right.
Yeah. Fair enough. And
This is a weird
there was
interview,
this time
guys.
Where he was with in between. Were you dating anybody? So we focused the energy
shit.
back on him. Was Angie out there on them streets? You know, we'll just say characterizing options.
I didn't date anyone. Of course, there's people like asking, like, hey, or whatever, but I didn't entertain anything. I have children right now, and that's my main
I
focus.
still think she's lying, but she sticks to it. At least she's good at hiding it from social media.
I went to a UFC fight. Somebody asked me, and I brought my girlfriend to UFC the fight. That's it. It
That's a-
wasn't
that's a-
any.
that's a
like,
date.
That's a new one for me.
That's a date.
But that's not even. But that's not even anything. It was just going out one time.
I still didn't hear about that.
There you go. So that's
I post all my shit.
I-
Every time I ever took a chick out, I posted that motherfucking shit. Unless the chick wouldn't let me post. She didn't want to look like a floozy or something. But I really only had sex with like 3 chicks while we were broken up, out of all those ones I posted. Literally 3. And then one of them messaged last night, one of the chicks, out of the 3. And she goes, whoa, Angie's really pretty. Angie goes, invite her over. I'm like, so you guys are gonna really hang out? What are you guys gonna talk about?
you.
They would actually be like good friends because the other chick's way calm. She's way calm. They kind of post the same healing broken chick shit.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I mean, I was always broken until I realized I'm the shit, you know. And I want her to realize she's the shit. I'm like, show your ass more, show your body, embrace it. You're winning. Like you have the body every guy would want and every woman would want. And dress with more style and pull up and fucking win.
Yeah.
And I get it. When she has so many distractions, there's no energy for that.
Yeah.
Like I'm starting to since they're around, I'm like, fuck, go to a restaurant right now with all these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm good.
That shit would be a fucking shit show.
It is, but that's the.
See, he's funny at times.
And,
He's funny right
the
now.
baby crying in the restaurant. Oh my god! If there's something that ever want to give me a heart attack.
Angie has like I think
baby
3
crying in the
kids.
restaurant. Like,
The,
as long as the
and they're
cutest,
not
you're like,
Wes's.
oh, come on, dude.
Just chill.
Just stop. We're just trying to eat.
These will be the moments you'll look back at life way in the future.
She's the cutest though. But
You'll appreciate
she just does
this.
better at home.
Yeah, that's good. She's not
in her own
accustomed to that much
environment.
energy.
She's not on the streets.
That's good.
But
She's not on the
honestly,
streets.
the beautiful thing, what I love the most and what I miss the most was having family time. Like when we came back, and we can hear the kids laughing up in the room, Loon running
they're
around.
laughing at
That's
TikToks that are probably making fun of me. No, I'm just kidding.
regardless. That's what I love.
don't like to be
That's
the
what
butt
I
of their
love more than
jokes, no, I'm just
anything.
kidding.
That's true. Now, so family time is something you really cherish. So,
Yeah, that's what I value the most.
what would be your priority expression of love when to receive? So, if you had to say this,
Wes Watson might be saying some crazy shit, but he's kind of on a redemption tour here, it looks like. He's like smiling, he's laughing, he's making jokes. He's not like yelling at people. He's still saying stupid shit, but I think he has to make a balance because you can't just go from crazy man to nice guy. Because when he's joking around, he's probably a funny guy when you're just hanging out with him when he's not trying to be Wes Watson. You know what I mean? Because I think he comes across pretty funny. He's saying some... Like, you know the guys, when you're sitting around with the guys, and you're just talking and shooting the shit and everyone's laughing? He's kind of acting like that right now because this guy's his buddy. This is his yes man. And then he's got his girlfriend here. They're kind of like joking around, having a good old time. And he's probably saying stuff that he sort of believes and sort of not. He's joking around for the camera. I don't know. But there's probably still a lot of characteristics about the guy that are not good. But let's go.
makes me feel like I'm loved? What is that for you?
Is when some, you know what, I feel like regardless, you just have to know what you value and make sure that the person that you're with values the same things. Because let's say if I value something so much like healing and I want to talk to Wes about it, he's like, I don't give a shit about that. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to close off that beautiful part of me that makes me shine or that makes me open up like a beautiful flower because it's something I love.
She talks a little bit crazy, like hippie-ish and all this stuff, but this is a good point she's making right here, that someone to share interest in your passion is a big deal. It's a real big deal because, anyways, let's not get, I don't want to get personal, but you know what I mean? Like a lot of times you're in a relationship, say if I talk about natural bodybuilding or I talk about fitness, then people are like, oh, that's all you ever talk about. But you know what? That's what I'm passionate about. Then how about you get interested in it, right? Or vice versa. Maybe that maybe I'm bad that I'm not interested in what they're talking to. So maybe I should just find That's why some people, it's good to have an interest you share, or you have someone who is very interested in what you're interested in, if that makes sense. Let's go.
So you just have to make sure that you find people who have the same values, or that they're at least compatible, and then love will happen naturally.
What is that for you, though? How is that happening with Wes? What is his expression back to you that makes you feel loved?
This time around, I feel like he's a lot more patient with me, and I can talk to him more.
Okay.
I can be open about a lot more things.
Okay, so that's that interpersonal communication and slow time. It's good. And Wes,
I don't think it's any different.
it's probably the physical.
I don't care about that. I could get pussy. I mean, I don't give a fuck about that.
Oh, from your
Like,
partner, though.
Yeah, but I'm not even about sex or anything like that. I'm not even, like, the physical attraction thing, I'm like more of a voyeur. Like, I have to see something I like, and I like watch stuff from the outside. So it's not really about that to me either. I felt like God told me to take care of these girls. I don't know any
Here he
other
goes
way to
with God again.
I just felt like a pull. Like I say, your conscience is the authentic voice of God. And like, I just couldn't not hear my.
I've never seen him speak about God before. I think unless I've missed it, but I think it's this new thing. Like he's really trying to redeem himself in the public eye without looking like he's trying to redeem himself in the public eye, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? He's trying to do it nonchalantly, but he's like throwing stuff like God. He's smiling, he's cracking jokes, but he's still saying crazy shit. So he's still trying to be the old Wes, but he's trying to become the new Wes at the same time. But the chains are a little bit crazy, and the velvet jacket or whatever the fuck this thing is. But I guess he lives in Miami, so this could be this style, right? Maybe if I lived in Miami, I'd be rocking this shit too. Who knows? But I couldn't afford it, so let's go.
Conscience tell me to take care of them.
Yeah.
Like no matter, and I'm like, nah, but I like there's shit going on. It's kind of like some fucked up shit right now. Should I move on with my life? Should I still take care of them? Is it right? Is it wrong? And she'd probably be like, well, you weren't taking care of me as good as you could have, but I still was like doing what I could, and just still doing what I felt I should. But then I feel like my goal should be to take care of him at a high level. I don't fucking know. I don't know why. I don't question what my heart tells me, because I feel like that's God telling you, hey, if you do this, like this is the path I want you to take. It's the dumbest, hardest one. Yep. It's the one that everyone will tell you not to do. It's the one that you don't even want to do. It's the one that you're not sure about. It's the one that hasn't worked a million times, but it's the one you got to take. Like you got.
He might be using God as a reference and all that stuff, but he's saying a lot of things that people actually do. We all do dumb things. We all take past the people say, we even know you shouldn't do this, Shaun, or you shouldn't do this, whomever's listening. But you just your body's calling you. They're saying you got to do it. You want to be around that person, or you want to do this, or you want to go this place. But you know you shouldn't, but something's driving you to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Because I think sometimes some people have to either learn the lesson the hard way, or maybe the struggle is worth it if you can get through to the other side. But anyways, let's go back to Wes.
You gotta listen to me right now, and you gotta just do it. And it's just like, fine, dude, you put me in this position again. I guess I'll just do it again. And it's just the only way I can explain it.
Yeah,
That's exactly how I feel, word for word. Perfect.
I think that's
why we
beautiful.
match.
But what else would
The first time Angie was funny, but see, when she's funny, she's actually all right. I think she's just not natural on camera, because some people just aren't. Like, you may look at her and think, oh, she should be natural on the camera. Look at her, this, that, and she looks like a type of person who would be into it. She could be a very shy person who's not natural on camera, but when you become yourself, like once in a while there's moments of people are themselves. Like, I think she was herself, laughing and making fun of Wes. That's probably the thing they share with each other. They probably laugh and make fun of each other.
What would you do? Like, would you go against your conscience? You're that big of a fool, you know? You're like, I know if I'm gonna drive home drunk tonight, there's 90 million cops on the road. I'm just gonna risk it.
Yeah.
Your conscience is like, bro, you're gonna get pulled over. Like, this is how my life was going. It was like, nah, I don't know if this is for you. I think you always went back to missing them, and they need you. It wasn't like I miss them. It wasn't like crying about shit. I'm not a pussy like that. And I just, they need you. Like, they need you. You need to do better for them. You need to do more for them. They do more. What are you doing? Like, you can do more. I don't care. Give your last if it was your last. How about that? And it's not your last, bitch. Handle it. Like, that's my conversations with God. Like, they're different.
Hey, man, creator of everything, I don't argue with the signs. I just go with the flow.
You can't. Nobody should.
The sign led me down the path to, meet you. And if I'd have just been, a
told
typical
you he's a
normal
kiss
person,
ass.
I wouldn't have come through this journey.
You know how many people?
The elephant in the room is, what the hell is that tattoo on his head? What do you guys think of it? I think it's something like a West. It's an SO or something like that. I can't remember, SU or something. I don't know what it even means. I know he's got a tattoo on his head, but no one's really talking about it, so I don't know what the hell. Like, what do you guys think? Is it a cool thing to do, put a tattoo on your head, or is it not cool?
They'll just need the path spelled out for them from start to finish, and they don't know why their life sucks. They have zero faith. It's all fear. It's like, but what if? I'm like, dude, you have to fucking follow that path that you want, or that your heart can't. Anything you're drawn towards is inseparably connected to your purpose for some reason. Everything that you're drawn towards.
That sort of
even
makes
the
sense.
car that people tell you not to buy. If you're like, nah, I really should get that McLaren. I really should. Like, it may be good or bad, but it's part of something that's going to happen to you that you have to make the choice. Yeah. If you can't forget about it, you have to go exercise that option to explore why the fuck you can't forget about this thing. Yeah. And like, that's the whole thing about the money grab and the money drive of life. Once you go get all the money and you're fucking driven in every goddamn color of Rolls Royces, and you've driven every car, and you've lived at every house, you can pull any bitch, then it's like, well, where do I really feel right? Like, is this really even matter? Like, does it? And once you've pulled it off, it doesn't really matter. So then it was like, all those desires don't need to be met all the time. And if you let them just happen naturally, it'll be better, instead of forcing it. But I want everyone to literally run after their goals and dreams, and anything that's being called from within for them to do, to get it and just see where it leads them.
Yeah, no, 100%. And in our conversations, it was always follow your heart.
Yeah, 100%.
It always has been, and it's never been wrong, even though we'll fight it every step of the way. It's never really wrong. And that's just the way it kind of works out. So providence or chance or universe juice, it all just works. It is. So lastly, talk about some things on the internet. Internet is a place that people have a voice, and there's no truth required whatsoever. So you see slander.
Dude, the other day, we're filming, and I'm asking her about something in her life. I'm getting a tattoo, and I ask her first tattoo. And this lame-ass page of lame fucks. I'll never even say it.
Okay, well, I don't want to get into this story. It's a weird story. Let's see what this is.
To the iron. That's what I pray to. More.
I've never really sat down and prayed. I speak with God.
Yeah.
And I do what he asks me. I think praying would be the opposite. I don't know. I've never really prayed, but I think I did a few times when I was in a really bad position.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, like I need help or something. But I've never really done that. I'd be like, I speak with God, and he tells me what I need to do, and I
Wes
do it
Watts
like
is so hardcore. He speaks
kind of, I don't know,
one-on-one with God.
I don't knock any way.
He doesn't pray. We talk.
I really believe that I just have an outward flow of connection with our Creator.
No, that's I think that's the only thing it is.
I think there's a lot of power in prayer, and I love going to church. I'm not religious. I stick to the Bible and do things word for word, that they want Christians to be. But I do believe that even the Our Father prayer is beautiful, and it's very powerful. There is power in prayer for sure. I believe that.
I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm saying I don't do it. I've never done it, and it's not like would my life be worse if I did it? No, it'd probably be a little bit better or a lot better. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, whatever works. I mean, it happens everywhere. I think
there's a lot of things in life that your life will be made worse from.
100%.
And most people engage in those, but they never think about the stuff that, this would make my life incrementally better, or it could be a lot better. So always just lean towards the shit that makes you better. Yeah. I mean, we don't do any of this shit that is detrimental to the evolution of our consciousness or furthering the progression of our lives. None of it. We only work all day on bettering ourselves.
No, it's continual pressure on that. Whatever makes you feel better, as long as it's positive. If it's praying to the Bible, praying to Islam, or just talking to God. I think if it makes you feel better, then it's a win, and it's not hurting anybody. So it's not.
Let's fast forward it.
It's that part of me that would be a good disciplinary man who would show love through discipline, because I won't do it again.
The only part
And
that
that's the thing is, you lost that part of a good man.
The
Yeah, but the
only
teenager
thing
doesn't
I
understand.
don't like is just the only thing was I don't want her to think that you would ever go after say something to
yeah.
her dad or whatever.
I'm friends with her dad.
I know, but
Me and her dad, when she came out here this time, her dad said, if she gets out of line, you call me and we'll talk to her. Like,
Yeah.
we're on a team now.
right.
I get it.
But that was because I did say that online, and I wanted the way that I say things, like verbally, mentally, emotionally, and psychologically abusive. When you tell kids certain things, I'm so overprotective because I believe that kids they're sponges. They take on to everything, and I want them to be safe, even if we're in conflict, even if you're angry and you're upset at me for whatever you
I
believe.
think
That's
kids should
why.
be able to be like, fuck you. And I'll be like, oh, what? And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
But Wes
I
is
really think
completely
people should
different.
be able to express how they feel and be authentic.
Well, no, I think being authentic
Okay,
is great,
Wes,
but
you're
just the
taking it too
delivery
far.
with children, because we're raising
These
them
are
to be able.
kids.
For me, I want
She's
to
13
raise
and
kids.
She has a foul ass mouth behind closed doors. So it's
Because-
not like you're talking to
because
someone
she hears it.
who hasn't said an F-bomb.
This is-
before I was there.
Oh, this isn't
Listen.
about me, because if I
What
open
I
up-
want to do is to teach the kids how to be angry, but express it in a way that we can resolve the
I
conflict
was
right away.
trying to do that.
And
I was saying, everybody, let's get in the room and hug. Let's hug it out. Let's stop fighting. Nobody wanted to stop fighting but me.
But you,
But I had already told her to leave, and you know how girls do that? Nope, you already told me to leave. And then they're fixated. I'm like, I didn't mean it. Shit comes out when you're saying shit.
It's why when you're
Stay
angry.
the fuck here, don't leave, and we'll just be in different rooms. I can't even be in the same house as you. Like, dude, it's just, like, literally, like, can everyone just get over their bullshit? Like,
It's hard though.
It's not though. It's not though. Like, look at over time she got rid of me putting my dick in other bitches. Like, it's just everything passes over time. Like, these were just simple arguments that were just not even big in my book. But I mean, they could have been stopped way before. Every time we ever fought, I said, "Can you just give me a hug and tell me you love me, and we're not going to separate and go run off?" But she would run off. She would leave the date. Then I'm stuck there again, like, okay, fucking again. You know, when I always wanted to mend it before it went out of whack. But she gets so dysregulated.
Go hit the gym, and we're totally good for the rest of the day. I want to kill you at the moment right now, but I
Make it fun with her. Give her one. Tell her to put it in there. Be like, look at this. Look at this bison. Like, turn her into Miss Rachel or some shit.
Miss
There's no way you
Rachel.
can't entertain a kid
No.
while
Well, you're
putting
seeing-
any shit in there.
she had just woken up because
You definitely get to see parts of Wes Watson's personality that it would be hard for a woman to live with this guy, because this guy's a little much. You know what I mean? Like, like he's definitely chauvinistic type guy, right? He just thinks his money can take care of all the problems, right? Like, I got the money. Why aren't you cleaning up the house? Why aren't you doing this?
Look at it. It's like, I just have to have someone doing that shit for me 24/7, so I
yeah,
don't even have to
you
ask.
like it clean. It's you'll go crazy if there's anything else.
I don't mind
I'm
cleaning.
still mad
or
that the
doing that.
people we had a Valentine's Day dinner with left their fucking silverware and all their dishes and everything at my house.
Okay, guys, we're gonna end it there. That's just one of the latest videos on YouTube about Wes Watson and Angie's relationship. I guess they're back together for the 75th time. I know they're joking around, but basically, they go back and forth a lot apparently. But the funny thing is, they went on to a show where they're basically shooting the shit with a buddy who is Clinton Dye, who is like a client of Wes's. Now he's like his videographer or something type vibe. And so basically he's a yes man. They just sitting there shooting the shit. And he's not calling Wes Watson out on anything. He's not, you know what I mean? Wes Watson could say the damnedest crazy shit. Where most interview people most people that are interviewing the person would say, hey, yo. And they would defend Angie a bit here and there, but he never does because he's Wes Man's yes man. But anyway, there was an interesting little video. And I'll get back to putting together real videos this week. And I've been working on my book, 90 Day Warrior. It's coming along nicely. But putting together a book is a lot more than you think. Because I don't want to just whip up some crap that's just like, you know, people like throw on the up these PDF books or whatever, and you know they didn't put much effort into it. This thing is many, 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 many pages. Basically, I want to create a book that you can go, you open it up, and you don't need me no more. You can just go in there to follow the workout programs, build up your own nutrition program, all that stuff through one place. Get motivation, mindset, techniques, all that stuff, all in one place. Like, I don't want you to open it and you have to click links here and there and this and that and look up this and do that or buy this. It's one-stop shop. Once you get this 90-Day Warrior book, you're right on track to changing your life in 90 days, right? But anyways, that's it for now. That's Wes Watson's latest bullshit. And I'm going to get off of here. All right. Shaun Campbell 2.0. Subscribe.